Hi friends, I hope wherever you are in the world you are happy and healthy. My name is Tammy, and if you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I really appreciate your support and that you choose to come and hang out with me. So I have been playing catch up and just batch filming today. So you've probably seen me in this outfit before, and if not, you will see me in this outfit a couple more times, because I'm not sure what order I'm going to post these just yet, but I do know this is one of them that needs to go up in the next day or so. So yeah, this is my deck of panning. So to remind you what I had for the month of July to August, let me get my cards ready too here, because I tend to have several jokers. There we go. Hopefully I have not put a bunch of jokers in here again. Okay, so to remind you what my goals were for this past month and how I did. The first one is I had a random letter generator, and I got the letter V. So I chose to use my VE Cosmetics. This is the Eclectic Witch palette. I originally decluttered this, and I decluttered it because of the blues, but I was sitting there looking at it. My daughter chose to take it from me. So she then decluttered it. So it came back to me because I was like, oh, I love these colors and these and these. So I decided, let me use this some more and see if, this is something I want to keep or not. So my goal was to use this 15 times, and I did. And during that 15 times, I realized all the colors that I really love in here, I already have in other palettes. So I was right to decide to declutter this. And I am going to be decluttering this again in the future. Did I like the formula? Yes. Did I have a hard time blending? No. It's a nice formula. I just have these in other palettes, and I don't need to keep multiple duplicates and upon duplicates. And I feel like I do have that already because they tend to be the colors that I'm drawn to. So I'm going to be decluttering this in the future, but I did meet my goal. I'm glad that I had a chance to play with it more so I can really decide what I thought about the VE formula. I really like the VE formula. However, to get VE Cosmetics over here to the United States, I just find I'm paying a nice shipping cost. So I probably will not be getting any more VE Cosmetics simply because of the shipping costs. All right, so that was one. I also had Indie. So the Indie item I chose was my Glamlite icing. This is like vanilla. It's like one of the lightest colors, and down to the very bottom. So I'm going to continue to work on this and finish this up. But I am like so close to finishing this whole thing. I chose to use it 15 times. This is all I've been using because I want to finish this up before I open up the next one. So I definitely met this goal and then some, but I'm going to continue to be working on that one to finish it up. I also had spray. So for spray, I chose to use my Pacifica Set and Protect Matte Sheer Setting Spray, Vitamin C and C Minerals, and SPF protection. 100% vegan and cruelty-free. It's SPF 45. I actually really like this. I am one to use a lot of the Milani sprays, at least the fruit scented ones. And I had tried last summer the Milani SPF spray, and I did not like it because it smelled so much like sunscreen. This also has a bit of a sunscreen smell, but not as powerful, not as overwhelming, and it actually kind of smells nice. So out of the two, I think I prefer this one. And I took this down when I went to Florida to see my in-laws, And so this is what I was spraying, which is good because it was like super hot there and I was like melting. And I was making jokes when I was in the cosmetic store, like, why do women in Florida even, well, I shouldn't just say women, but why do people in Florida even bother with cosmetic stores and wearing makeup? Because it just melts off your face. And I said this because I felt like my makeup was just melting off my face because I was like sweating so badly. But this actually helped keep everything right in place and nothing actually melted off, shockingly enough. So yeah, I actually really like this. And I think this will definitely be like my summer kind of setting spray from here on out. Okay, next I had a primer. So I'm trying to finish up my Too Faced Hangover primer. This also is down at the very bottom because I want to try to use it up before I open up a different one or use a different one. I'm one of those people that like try to have no more than maybe 2 open at a time and try to like use those up before I open up the next one. And if I don't like a primer, then I just get rid of it and go on to the next one. So my goal had been to use this 15 times, definitely met and surpassed that. Definitely met and surpassed 15 times on this because this is the only one I've been really using. And then I had not cruelty free. Well, the only thing that I know that I have in my collection that is not cruelty free is all my Pat McGrath. And I have 2 face palettes from them. I have the small Bridgerton one and this one, and 5 eyeshadow palettes. And I have to say, because they're not cruelty free, even though they're pretty, it's really hard for me to use these. I'm not getting the joy that I would want to get out of any of them. Because I know that they're not cruelty free. They're pretty. It's really pretty. Is it something like that I think it deserves the high price tags on all this? No, not really. Even if it was cruelty free, I don't foresee myself spending that kind of money again for a Pat McGrath. But I think I've been toying with the idea that on my next declutter, there's a really good chance I might declutter this and declutter my 5 motherships, and maybe just keep my Bridgerton collection. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I have the right to change my mind, but I'm not grabbing for them and I'm not enjoying them as much as I thought I would ever since I realized it's not cruelty free. I won't tell you the image that I have in my head. It's not pleasant. So I just can't. I just have a hard time. All right. And then my 2 rollovers from the previous month was the Joker, the Amazonian, and I chose the Amazonian clay highlighter. I love this highlighter. I just never want to be without this highlighter. I just love it so. I mean, it's just so pretty. So pretty. And this is the one in Fantasy. Sorry that you had to hear me sing. It's in Fantasy. And so I had a goal at the time to use it 15 or 20 times, and I had not made that goal, so I rolled it over. I definitely surpassed it and made the goal this time. So I can now take this out of rotation. And then the other one was Splurge. And I chose my Natasha Denona Gold palette. And this too was one where I was supposed to use it 15 times and I did not. And so it rolled over. I have now used it more than that. And so I can take this out of rotation. That being said, I get to choose 5 more items. Now I have my handy dandy little cheat sheet here. I'm going to give you a chance to see my little notes. Look and see if you can read that. If it's, I cannot see when I'm covering my face. Anyways, if you cannot read that, in the description down below, there is a link to the board for the month, so you can see what the options were, what the cards were, choices. And I am going to use my Gypsy Witch fortune telling playing cards. I've been using these all year long, and well, not all year. I think I started like February or March. I don't even remember how many months I've been doing this now, but I'm going to continue along and use this deck to pull. I like using this deck because I feel like it uses one of my decks that I like to sling and it kind of pulls my whole channel together kind of in a way. And I do like to read because these are like fortune telling cards. So in the corner, there's, like a little fortune. They're kind of like Lenormand cards. Similar. Anyways, all right, so let's see what our first card is. Our first card is the 5 of Hearts. And this is the moon, and it says the moon, when near, is a good omen. So I'm just going to hold it near to me. Is a good omen. And it predicts fortune. Ooh, I like that. When distant, it in exposure of your secrets. Okay, let's keep it close. I don't want my secrets told. But it's the moon, 5 of Hearts. So my 5 of Hearts, I'm going to write this down. 5 of Hearts is seasonal. So a seasonal item. And we are going into September, so fall. So I'm going to think of a fall item. Okay? Because by the time we meet up again, fall will have officially started. And I'm ready for fall anyways. I mean, it's only 5 days until pumpkin spiced season begins. And for me, that's the true telling of when fall begins. All right, the next card is the 6 of Clubs. And it's lightning. Lightning denotes surprise, disagreeable in accordance to distance. So surprise. So I've got good fortune and surprise. Surprise! I have some good fortune coming my way. I don't know if I'm just going to say that. All right, so 6 of Clubs. Are you okay, Freya? My pup's in here. 6 of Clubs is cities. Cities? I don't know what that means, so I will look that up when I am choosing my products and let you know what that means, because I don't know what that means, cities. You good? You good, pretty girl? You good? You good, pretty girl? All right. Here, pick a card, Frey. That one? Okay. And Freya chose the 10 of Spades, which is the rod. The rod near predicts the family quarrels and distance, pecuniary losses. Wow, it doesn't sound good either way, right? All right, but the 10 of Spades is a lip product. Okay, so seasonal cities, a lip product. Then next, are you done choosing my cards? Okay, she went over to the other side. The next card is, let me give it a riffle shuffle over here instead of over here. Oh, you're curious again? The next card is the 3 of Hearts, the Sun. And the sun near signifies happiness and popularity. If it's near snakes, mice, and dark-sided of clouds presages vexation. Well, I don't have any of those, so I'm going to say it's happiness. So 3 of Hearts is Brand you own the most from. So it looks like I'm gonna be getting out another Natasha Denona something. Okay. And then our last card, potentially, unless we get an ace of hearts, our last card is, send me some good energy, Freya. We want something good over here. You're tired, baby. She's so tired. Freya, that was not good energy. We got the Joker again. Are you kidding? So something that we don't necessarily want to use that. And I just rotated it out. And that was this. I think I will stick to this though, because I want to make a dent, but I don't want to make a dent. So I will stick to this, I think, unless I find something else in my collection that I want to switch it out for. All right, let me go look and see for these other items. A seasonal item, cities, lip product, and something Natasha Denona, because that is what I own the most of. All right, see you in a bit. So I'm back, and I went to go grab my items. So again, the first card I got was the 5 of Hearts, which was seasonal. And one of my favorite brands is Unearthly Cosmetics. This is their old Fall Magic palette. They are now coming out with a new one. And I'm torn on if I want to get the new one. It's slightly different. And I really don't think I need, I'm trying to save money. So I really don't think I need the new one, but I kind of want the new one. So to help me decide, I am going to use this for the next month. And I'm going to say 15 times because I do like to, you know, use various different palettes. So this is my seasonal. Next, I got a 6 of clubs, and 6 of clubs was cities. So I looked it up, and cities was an item, a product named after a city or inspired by a city. So I decided to use my Park Avenue Princess bronzer because, you know, Park Avenue, hello, New York. So I don't give this nearly enough love, even though I really like this one. So I want to use this bronzer. Then I got 10 of Spades, which is a lip product. And I decided I'm going to use my Glamlite Hershey's Kisses lip product. I just love the way it smells. It's very moisturizing. I love the way it smells. It's very moisturizing. So I'm going to use that. See if I can use that up. Next, I got the 3 of Hearts, which was brand you own the most from. And my initial response is Natasha Denona, because I have, you know, almost all of her little tiny ones. I have several of her 5 pans. I have most of her current middies. I have all of her like Biba size palettes, with the exception of the Circo Loco. I have several of the blush, but when I actually went back and looked at my makeup, as much as I have a lot of Natasha Denona, I have a lot of Colourpop too, between their eye gel liners, between the eyeliners, some palettes, the individual Super Shock shadows, Super Shock cheeks. I own more Colourpop. So I am going to use this Thanks for the Memories. I already have pan in it. So I want to see if I can use this up before it finishes drying up, because it's starting to get a bit drier. So I do want to try to use this up and get the most out of it before it is all dry and no longer good. And then last was the Joker. a product that you really don't want to pan. And so I'm going to continue with my Fantasy Amazonian Clay 12-hour highlighter. And so I'm going to use all of these for 15 times. And that wraps up this month's deck of panning. Thank you so much for joining me. Have you been working on panning your items? Originally, I started doing this because I want to make sure I'm using what I have, and I wasn't planning on purchasing more. And then this month hit and I purchased more. So it is what it is, right? All right. So until next time, stay blessed and stay beautiful. Bye.